Hello there, this is Suzanne from Nonstop Papercrafts. Thank you for joining me again on the channel. Okay, so today I am sharing with you a weekly challenge that I am taking part in. It's on a Facebook group called Junk Journaling for Everyone. If you're looking for a fun and interactive group all about junk journaling, then I definitely recommend Junk Journaling for Everyone Facebook group. Everybody is so lovely, loads of brilliant creative people on there. Lots of ideas, very supportive, so yeah, check them out if you are not already part of their group. Okay, so the challenge for this week was to create a pocket, and obviously there are loads of different ways that you can do pockets, but I am trying to get rid of some of the scraps and junk that I have. Now, you may be like me and have tons of old envelopes from junk mail, and that's what I'm trying to get through this year. My goal is to use what I have rather than going out and buying new stuff. So I am powering through some of my envelopes at the moment. I'm also using a lot of washi tape. I have absolutely tons of the stuff, but I seem to be hoarding it and not using it because it's just oh so precious and pretty. But obviously that's silly. It needs to be used. So let me show you a couple of the pockets that I made. So this was the first one. So I used a windowed envelope and then I folded up the bottom to create this small pocket at the front for any small tags or pieces of ephemera. As you can see, I've used washi all around the outside and on the front of the pocket, and then obviously just added little bits of embellishments on top. On the back, I've just covered it with brown paper because I thought this would make actually a really nice journaling spot. And then I have a opening at the top, which is where I then have a large journaling card, okay, which again is plain on the back, and that fits in the top. So you don't obviously have to put the paper on the back because this one could be stuck into your journals. If you do a kind of U-shape glue, you could have then a side pocket or a U-shape that way, and then you've got another pocket behind this one. So yeah, there are other options, but I just liked the idea of another journaling space, which is why I did that. I did the same for this one, but I changed my opening. So instead of a top opening, I have a side opening with my journaling card in. I also lined the inside of the envelope with old music paper, only because this one had a kind of bluish pattern on the inside, and obviously it doesn't go with the neutral tone, so I wanted to cover that one up. This one I left plain white, only because obviously I've got white in my washi tape, so it didn't really matter. But again, brown paper on the back, just so I've got some extra journaling space, and then I just paperclip that to my page. Did the same with this one, just playing about with different washies, but again, a side opening, brown paper on the back. That's quite loud for me. I don't tend to really go for bright colours. I tend to go for these kind of neutral ones, but like I said, I've got tons of washi, so I was trying to kind of use it up a little bit. I was also then playing about with the different styles of envelopes. So these are using this type of envelope, which I'll show you the steps in a moment. But this one is the one that has the kind of V shape, so it would have gone this way, and then obviously this is the lip, but I've just turned it upside down, folded it over, so it's the same kind of idea, it's just orientated this way. So I folded over the bottom, and then I just thought, well, actually that makes a lovely tuck spot. So I've got a tuck spot here. Let's pinch one of those tags so you can see. So I've got a lovely tuck spot there. I still have a nice big pocket for a journaling card or pieces of ephemera there. And then if I flip it over, I've got a huge tuck spot slash pocket at the back. Plus, if I keep this plain, which is what I've done, I then have some journaling space as well. So I could be writing here and then obviously have my, I don't know, more ephemera or a journaling card or something in there. So yeah, I kind of played around with different envelopes as well. So there are a million ways that you can kind of take this. I hope you obviously give this a go, and then you try out your own sort of styles and what you think will work for your journals. But yeah, I'm going to take you through the process to make this one, and then as I say, you can then take off and experiment however you need. So let's get to creating one of these. Okay, so as I said, you will need one of these long windowed envelopes. If you don't have windowed envelopes, that's fine. You can use one that isn't windowed. I just like the fact that you kind of got that peekaboo effect. If you don't have a windowed envelope but you want one, if you have any dies, you could obviously cut a hole out using a die, or you can use a craft knife or a pair of scissors to be able to create that window. So there are ways around it if you don't have a windowed envelope. Right, all you do is, obviously I've got my opening, it's naturally to the side, so you've got to decide which way you want your pocket to open. So like I said, mine will naturally be at the side, so I'm going to keep it that way. But if you wanted a top opening like I did on my first one, then all you would do is just seal up by putting a bead of glue along here, and then obviously you just snip off the top, so you've then got that top opening. Okay, then you need to decide how deep you want your front pocket. It could depend on a few things. It depends on obviously the size of your window and how much window you want showing. It also depends on the size of your page. So if you've got quite a short journal, then obviously you need to adapt your pocket so that the whole thing then fits into your journal. But yeah, you could have a really deep front pocket with just a teeny window, or you could have a really shallow pocket with all of the window showing. It's entirely up to you. I personally am just going to go just above the bottom and fold it there. Okay, so I haven't measured, I don't know exactly what that is, but I know that this will roughly fit into my pages. Okay, so I folded it, and as you can see, it's only just above the end of that pocket, or the window, sorry. Okay, so now to the decorating. So the first thing I would do is just check that you haven't got any sort of flappy bits like this. So these bits would obviously need to be glued down, so that's what I would do first. So you can use different types of glue, doesn't matter. If you've got a wet glue, that's fine. If you've got a glue stick, I even think glue stick's perfectly fine for this. Yeah, because you're going to be collaging over it anyway, so it will all be held in place. So just use whatever glue you have available or you like using. Okay. Right, and because I've got that hideous blue pattern on the inside, I am going to cover that up. So I have lots and lots of this old music paper, so that's what I'm going to use in here. So obviously it doesn't need to be all the way down to the bottom of the envelope, I just need it as far as that fold. So just having a little look, so I need it to about there. I don't really, I mean obviously this is a type of measuring I guess, but I don't tend to kind of get the ruler out and measure exactly. But if you are a measurer, of course, do whatever you want to do. This is just my method. It doesn't always work, don't get me wrong, but this is how I normally do this. Right, okay, so that will fit in there. And then, where possible, obviously if this isn't a torn edge, I would like this on this edge, just because I think it gives a better finish and it makes it clear that that's kind of the inside of the pocket. So oh, this naturally kind of bends there. Let's bring that in slightly. I mean obviously it doesn't matter if you don't go right down to the bottom on this side, because nobody's really going to see that. So about there, and then again just tear down. Doesn't matter that it's a rough edge, because again it's in the middle, nobody's going to see that. Okay, so I'm just going to double check that that fits before I start obviously adding all of my glue. If it does poke out a little bit at the sides, that doesn't matter, which it is, because I can trim that off later. Okay, cool, and I think that looks really cool for the window. Excellent. Right, okay, let's add some glue to the back. So again, prick stick's absolutely fine. Use whatever glue that you have. I have this, it's like a PVA glue. It has a nice thin nozzle, which is brilliant because you just get a nice little bead of glue, which is all you need. And especially along that edge, because obviously this is the bit that's going to be where your hand kind of goes in and out the pocket, so that bit probably needs a bit more glue than anywhere else. Right, then carefully try and slide that in without getting glue absolutely everywhere, which is generally my challenge. I have a love-hate relationship with wet glue. I do tend to kind of find that I get it absolutely everywhere. Ooh. See, like that. So I tend to have a lot of wipes on hand. Right, just push it into place. But I do like wet glue because obviously you can slide it and manipulate it to where you need it to be. Just flatten that out. Like I said, it does not matter if it's poking out a little bit because I can trim that off in just a moment. Okay, so it's now lined on the inside. Okay, right. Now for the decoration on the outside. So I am going to be using up some of my purple washi. Now I am not a purple person. I do not have very much purple washi, which is why I've decided to kind of use that. And I'm just trying to decide, do I want to... No, I think I'm going to leave this actually pretty white because I can always go around with my Distress ink Vintage Photo to kind of knock back some of that white if I need to. So I think I'm just going to go straight ahead with all the washi decorating, and then yeah, like I said, kind of knock back the white at the end with the Vintage Photo. So let's have a look. So I have some different purple washies. They don't necessarily all go together. Those two aren't too bad together, and those two aren't too bad together. So if I use those on the pockets, and I can use these up here just to kind of add. So the decorating part obviously is completely up to you, however you want to do it. You don't have to use washi tape, like I said, I'm just trying to get rid of some of mine. You could of course use book page to cover it up, do some collage work with book pages. You could use like scrapbook paper, patterned papers, whatever you have really. Like I said, I'm just using up my washi just because I seem to have tons and tons of it and feel like it just needs to go. I need to use it because yeah, it just doesn't seem to be getting used at the moment, and it is a shame because like I said, I have some pretty washi. So these, I've got a load of different sort of flowers and things. These are actually in my Etsy shop, so they're just digital flowers that you can download. I always print them on sticky paper, and then they're stickers, so it's just much easier to kind of apply than to try and obviously glue it up because, well, as you've seen, I get very messy with glue, so sticky paper tends to be a bit easier. Sticky paper, so I've got different trays where I have, so this one's just words, this one's kind of numbers, and then I've got this one that has all like sort of phrases, again all on sticky paper, just trimmed down, and it's just easy to just kind of grab and go then. Let's have a look. Doing great. And Still I Rise. That's quite cute, I like that, but I think I just need something behind it. So I just need to cover the back, so that can be another journaling space. So I have some of this old envelope that I'm just going to use to cover the back, just so again it's journaling space. Again, you don't have to do this, you can leave the back exactly as it is, and then stick it down to the page, and then you obviously don't have to worry. But oh, look at that, that's just going to fit. But yeah, I do want to use this as journaling space, so let's have a look. Again, I'm not fussed if I kind of over measure, because I can trim the edges. Okay, and we're just going to glue that down. Yeah, I must admit, I have become a little bit obsessed with doing this. Like I said, I have been sort of playing around with different envelopes and how else you can do them. Is there another way that I can fold them so I get more pockets? I mean, there is the danger, obviously, that it becomes too bulky. But yeah, even if it sort of becomes a standalone thing that maybe doesn't go into a journal, maybe it goes into a different folio or something, that it doesn't matter if it's a little bit bulkier. But yeah, I've been having a play and enjoying it, actually. Right, so where's my lip cloth? I mean, you are going to get a little bit of bowing, but that's purely because obviously we're folding over. You can't help that. That is just what it is. If there is a clever way to get around that, please let me know. But as yet, I haven't found one. Okay, let's trim off these edges then, because I've got book page sticking out. Bit of washi off the end. There we go. Let's tidy up this side. There we go. Right, now the final part. You can of course use glue for this. I am going to use double-sided sticky tape, only because I have found a double-sided sticky tape works quite well for this, just because obviously you need a thin piece, and sometimes the washi, because it's shiny, I find sometimes the glue sort of doesn't stick very well, it kind of comes away. So I do use double-sided tape for this, but again, it's entirely up to you. Obviously it depends what you've covered yours with. But yeah, I'm using double-sided tape. You can, like I say, use glue, absolutely. Okay. Same problem as with stickers, it's always trying to get it off the backing. There we go. And fold over where I've gone a little bit over the edge. And that side, excellent. Right, and then you just fold it over. And there you have it. Trim off that end. Okay, so just for a little closer look then, so here is the pocket that we've just gone through and made. So using up that washi, I now have a nice front pocket for either tags or small pieces of ephemera. We also have the inside covered, a nice large space for a good journaling card, and room on the back for more journaling space. So yeah, like I said, using up all that I have. So a scrappy envelope now turned pretty with some washi, some stickers and some music sheet. So yeah, another one to add to the collection. Well, I really hope that you found this useful. It's given you some ideas of how you can use up some of your old junk mail envelopes and some of maybe your washi and stickers and things that you have indoors. Yeah, have a play around. Like I said, experiment with the orientation, experiment with different envelopes, see what you can do. I think there are lots of different ways that you can adapt this. I'm certainly having fun kind of creating them and playing about, and I hope that, yeah, you have a go at this too. Well, I really hope that you found this useful. If you did, please click the like button. If you would like to see more crafty videos, then please click subscribe and the bell button so you are notified when new videos do come out. You can also find me on social media. All my links will be in the description below. I hope you have a lovely crafty day. See you later now. Bye bye.